Hello, good evening. Good evening. I'm not going to take too much of your time. I'm just here to pass on my new insights that I have recently incited through the vessel, the vessel of Daniel Kaluuya channeling Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton looks like my nephew. And my nephew is actually 21 right now. And so the fact that someone gunned him down at this age it really breaks my heart. And this podcast, in case you hadn't realized, is about Judas and the Black Messiah. I watched it a few days ago, and I am just blown away by the connections that I saw. In his first speech in the movie, Fred Hampton talks about wanting to be like Frelimo and wanting to really be free. And in this time of searching, I think right now we're in a time of searching and a time of reckoning and a time for chickens to really, really come home to roost, And last year was the time of exposing, everything was exposed. People were exposed for who they were, the pandemic, the Panasonic did not have room for anyone to hide their real selves. And this year, we're reckoning with who we really are and who we want to be, right? So this movie came out at exactly the right time, because if anyone knew who they were, it was Fred Hampton. And he wasn't afraid to look you in the eye and tell you who he was, And he wasn't afraid to live in the truth of who he was. He was a revolutionary. And you cannot kill a revolution. You can only kill the revolutionary. But you cannot kill an idea. You cannot. Once the idea is out there, it's out there. And 52 years later, we're still all trying to find the revolutionary within us who can set us free, who can set us free from the shackles of everything that holds us back, whether it's capitalism, whether it's our sexuality, our mental health, all the things that are holding you back from setting yourself free. This is the year. This is the year to find the revolutionary within you. And this movie is just 100% inspirational in helping us do that. Fred Hampton's life might have been short, but it was full. It's like Chadwick Boseman. The other day, Viola Davis said she cannot grieve. She cannot look at his life as a tragedy because he lived it. He lived every minute of it, right? And it's true, he did. He gave it 100%. He was a revolutionary. But even if, it wasn't like the days of his life, it was the life in his days, still, it would be nice. It would be nice if revolutionaries occasionally lived a long life. Not just a full life, but also a long one, Because that knowledge, that experience, that insight is removed from the world, and we can't get it from the horse's mouth because the horse is no longer here. We only get it from their actions when they were. And maybe revolutionaries don't live long, because if you live long enough, you turn from Hove into Jay-Z. You turn from the thing, your freedom becomes, instead of looking for your freedom, you lock yourself into another prison, a prison of fear. Freedom becomes fear, or you let it become fear, because now you have so much to lose, allegedly. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe case study Colin Kaepernick. Right now, Colin Kaepernick is out for freedom, right? And hopefully nobody shoots him in the head. And we get to see if finding freedom becomes living in fear of losing whatever it is that you have amassed and accumulated. I think that's interesting. Let's keep an eye out on that and see how it goes. Meanwhile, in our own lives, in my life, I'm feeling like in my life, I need to be a revolutionary and to bring about the change in my world that I want to see in the world. And what does that look like? What does that look like for me? I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. Maybe it looks like the little things that I already do. The insistence on putting consent. Old school romance novels rarely emphasize consent. You have the hero leaning down to kiss the heroine without consent. In fact, kind of pushing his kisses onto her. And when I think about it, even when I was reading this in high school, I wasn't comfortable with the concept of the guy just leans in and kisses her. And then suddenly she has all this, oh my God, she couldn't, her body was betraying her. Her nipples were pebbled, and her knees were weak. And it gave us all a false idea of how we were supposed to feel when a man pushes his lips onto your lips and insists on kissing you. And it created cognitive dissonance, because you feel like you're not supposed to be feeling what you're actually feeling, which is violated. Your knees are supposed to be weak, and your nipples are supposed to be pebbling, and your hands are supposed to be shaking. Your hands are shaking, but they're shaking out of fear and feeling violated, rather than feeling, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed. Thank you for forcing me to experience this. So as I am contracted to write romance novels, I always try to have consent, to have my hero asking for consent and my heroine giving consent before things get steamy. And I guess that's what I can do, right? And I can write about, I think I am happy with what I have done in my writing to kind of course correct on what women are feeling, rather than the expectations of patriarchy. But I feel like I could do more. And what does more look like? you know? That is the question that I have to ask myself. And I am pretty sure when you ask yourself questions, the universe always gives you the answer in some way, either directly or indirectly. And so you just have to remain open to it, open to what the answer is, and to be able to listen when you hear it. Sometimes you might not want to, but you can listen and you can say, aha, all right, maybe that's what I can do. So please, I beg of you, trigger warning for really traumatic death, but I beg of you to give Judas and the Black Messiah a chance. It will enrich you, even as it traumatizes you. And I guess that's just a microcosm of how life works, right? No gain without pain. Like I said, I'm not going to take a lot of your time. And that's it for today. Okay? Have a good one. Be a revolutionary in your own life. All right? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, goodbye for now.